work in quite a busy contracts office, 6 of us, running between 6 and 7 jobs on the quantity surveying side at any one time. I started getting involved with Mike and Really Useful Products at the very beginning of this year when we started on site. Basically, the estimating team had priced the project and then subsequently won it. We had an internal handover meeting where it was handed over to the contract side. So a team of us, myself doing the quantity surveying role, John the contracts manager, then Mike the site manager. We had the handover meeting and then we get cracking, getting the job going on site. So far on this project, like any project, the first thing for me to do is to start getting the subcontract orders placed so we can get the subcontractors on site working. What I'm on with at the moment is all the internal works, getting those procured. So they're currently all out to tender, the plastering, the painting, the floor coverings, etc. In addition to that, Mike's changed a few things during the course of the project. So each time there's been a change, it's my job to price that up, get it across to Gail and agree it, and then if it's agreed, then subsequently instructed. Mike is different, which is nice, it's refreshing. Normally we don't often see the client on site. It would be the client's agent in this instance, Gail, that I'd have all the input with and the conversations with and everything else, but with Mike being so heavily involved and wanting to be involved, yeah, it's good. When we were dealing with Mike over all the changes to structural steel frame, when he was deciding which machines were going where, that was quite challenging. And then the bigger challenge really was deciding on how the building was going to look and all the different cladding options. And he'll agree that an awful lot of time was spent on that. But what we finally come to and agreed with, because he had such a definition of what he wanted this building to look like, that it's the rain screen cladding has now started to go on and it looks superb. So the toiling backwards and forwards, looking at all the different options is definitely going to be worth it when it's finished, yeah. This project is bigger than what we normally do. It's what we tend to do, it's bread and butter for us, the big sheds, but this one is huge. Normally it's a box, a grey box, maybe a bit of blue trim or a bit of grey trim, where, this you've got the stripe going all the way around. Well, I became a quantity surveyor. There were a number of different factors. I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I was doing my A-levels, so I did a variety of different subjects that I'd leave it open for what I'd eventually start to choose. And during my time doing my A-levels, there was a computer program, where you put everything in about yourself and it comes out with a job that's ideally suited to you. And the first one that came out was Quantity Surveyor. And at that point, I thought, I've not really heard of a quantity surveyor. Started reading up on it, and the fact that you was half office-based and half on site, I quite like the sound of. I didn't want to spend the rest of my life sat in an office. Plus, my dad had a small building firm, so I was always seeing my dad going out to site, and the thing, he did small house extensions and things like that. And it was, rewarding seeing something at the end, something that you've made. Once I finished my A-levels, I got enough points to get myself on the quantity surveying course at Leeds Met, and then I got a placement with a small practice in Manchester, a private practice. I got some interviews and I got offered a job with Barnfield. That's almost 18 years ago now, and yeah, here I am now, all this time later. So each month, evaluation, agree with the client, work's been done, any variations today. Like I say, the order's in place, and then paying each of the subcontractors then what they're due at the end of each month. Well, to be a quantity surveyor, I think you need to be a good communicator, because one day you might be in an office with all the team, having to answer questions on where the jobs are, if it's late, why it's late, quite intense, agreeing sometimes quite big variations. But then the next day, you could be arguing with a bricklayer on how many bricks he's laid that week and agreeing with him what he should be paid. So there's, being able to communicate with everybody is really important. For any young person coming into the construction industry, I think you need to be able to, like I say, communicate, get on with people, be able to juggle, because it's busy, it's constantly busy. The phones are always going, having to jump, then there'll be a problem on a site, so you have to stop what you're doing to deal with the problem there, then get back on. Normally you'll come in on a Monday, you'll think I'll do this, this and this, and you'll get to 4 o'clock and you've probably done 2 things because you've had to react to problems or issues on different sites. Maths is a big side, yeah. Like I say, agreeing valuations and working out which subcontractors, included everything they should have done for their package of works and negotiated with them to an order value. I'd say the best part about the job is when we've finished and it's complete and you can see the building, you can see it being used, the client's happy, you know, you've agreed all the variations and the costs, and you're seeing the building being used as well.